I think at some point we'll boycott it, yeah. I feel like that's gonna be the only way to kind of like fight for our rights. Well, I mean, definitely when you see the number and you see the amount that the player is receiving, I feel like the show is on.
I honestly don't know. If the majority will say we are boycotting, we are not playing, then of course I'm up for it. Well, it's a tough question because we had so many...
On that topic?
Well, I mean, definitely when you see the number and you see the amount that the player is receiving, I feel
200 best tennis players, you know, living paycheck to paycheck, whereas other sports is not even a discussion. And
honestly, throughout different situations over the last years, there have been like many discussions in...
Compared to a 50-50 split, I just think it's unfair. I don't think it's right. So I went and had a look.
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask you.
For the tour matches. Singles and doubles for Katarzyna Karva, she finished 197 year-end, $220,000 from single.
Okay.
1.8%. The men's winner picked up 4% less this year. The women's went up 2%.
Sabalenka threatened a boycott. Gauff called for a union. Swiatek admitted players were too late. And Rybakina? Nobody from the WTA, no player council, no fellow player, nobody even came to talk to her about it. But one player's response to this entire prize money crisis is the one nobody is replaying, and it's more disruptive than anything Sabalenka said in that press conference. Eala, 20 years old, still building her ranking, and what she said puts every top 10 player's answer to shame. Stay till the end. The numbers behind this story will genuinely shock you.
If I'm finishing a set on the bench and I got 2 honeys in my hand, I'm not walking through the hundreds. You're there curling 5s right in front of the mirror where you're not supposed to do curls, or in the squat rack, and you're in my way to put off the hundreds?
I guess that's 100 kilos or pounds. Pounds.
There's a huge difference between pounds and kilos, Andrea.
It's pounds,
No,
right?
it's pounds. It's pounds.
Honeys. You just said honeys.
No, honeys.
Was he carrying 2 women like 2 honeys?
Yeah, no, not honeys. Hunnets.
Carrying 2
Hunnets.
honeys around the gym.
She literally called them honeys.
After 5 hours, 4 minutes, it's Nadal with championship point.
Sabalenka walked into that Rome press room and dropped a word nobody had said publicly at this level before: boycott, not as a question, as a prediction. And the moment she said it, every press conference that followed became about one thing: which players were brave enough to agree and which ones weren't.
Hi, Mira. We've heard from the players, they've expressed their disappointment with the prize money at Roland Garros and kind of other issues with the Grand Slams. Arena's just been in and said, you know, she would consider a boycott of those big events. I just wondered if you had a view on that.
Well, I wouldn't say that I have so much experience on talking about all of that. So I do think that obviously I'm just gonna play tournaments and try to really, you know, put all my work and all my focus into winning the tournaments. And for now, my focus is not about prize money for the moment.
Hello, Elena. Aryna Sabalenka was here earlier and said that she thinks at some point players will boycott a Grand Slam over the demands for greater revenue share at the Grand Slams. I wonder, do you think that you yourself would do that, or can you see the players one day boycotting a slam to get what they want?
Well, it's a tough question because we had so many things in the past where players could come together and boycott, but it never happened. And I honestly don't know. If the majority will say we are boycotting, we are not playing, then of course I'm up for it. It's not an issue, but I feel like the improvement we need to have, it's not only on the Grand Slams, and it's not only about raising the prize money. a lot of people not aware, but that there is taxes which are big. You even make more prize money, but you giving it all to the taxes, so it's a different topic, and it's tough to say about boycotting. As I said, many years we had different issues. For now, not once players really came together and did any changes.
This particular subject, though, of the prize money, like, have you participated in it, or are you focused?
I'm not participating, and no one came to me to talk about it. Not from the WTA, not from the player councils, not other players. So it's not on my mind at all.
On a different subject.
About raising the prize money, a lot of people not aware, but that there is taxes which are big. You even make more prize money, but you giving it all to the taxes, so it's a different topic, and it's tough to say about boycotting. As I said, many years we had different issues. For now, not once players really came together and did any changes.
In this particular subject, though, of the prize money, like, have you participated in it, or are you focused?
I'm not participating, and no one came to me to talk about it. Not from the WTA, not from the player councils, not other players. So it's not on my mind at all.
On a different subject, I've been asking players about the smash, like the overhead, and some of them say that they think it's an easy shot that they should make 10 times out of 10, and others think it's a really challenging shot and complicated. I'm curious, you obviously, for me, the best server in the game. How do you feel about the smash? And yeah.
I would say that all the shots which look like from the side that they're easiest, they're the most hardest one, because the balls which are without any speed, even the balls on top, you think that as the ball is coming with some speed, and you're just putting the racket back. So I would say that all these shots which look like from the side they're easier, they are actually not.
We heard from the players over the last couple of days their disappointment with the prize money at Roland Garros and other issues that are ongoing. I just wanted to get your take on that topic.
Well, I mean, definitely when you see the number and you see the amount that the player is receiving, I feel like the show is on us. I feel like without us, there wouldn't be a tournament and it wouldn't be that entertainment. So I feel like definitely we deserve to be paid more percentage. And what can I say? I just really hope that with the all...
Late on scheduling, late on COVID rankings, and now potentially late on prize money. Swiatek's answer is the most strategically honest of all. She knows the top 20 group chat exists. She knows communication has improved. But she also knows a boycott is extreme, which makes what Gauff said next genuinely surprising.
And I did another comparison, Chris Eubanks last year. He finished 198th in the world. He made $351,000 from singles and doubles. He made $184,000 of that and some change from just 6 singles matches. He didn't win a main draw match. From the other 32 matches in that year, he made $166,000, so less than those 6 matches.
Those were played on the ATP Tour rather than on the majors.
Correct.
So the 6 matches he's played in the major tournaments made
qualifying and 1 main draw match.
Made him more money, or just the same amount, roughly?
Roughly.
Than in the 75 matches you said on the ATP Tour?
He played 32 matches.
Okay.
So 32 matches on the tour made him $166,000. And the 6 singles matches he played at the majors made him $184,000. If you want to go per match, that's $30,000 for the Grand Slam matches and $5,000 for the tour matches. Singles and doubles for Katarzyna Karva. She finished 197 year-end, $220,000 from single.
Hi, Mira. We've heard from the players, they've expressed their disappointment with the prize money at Roland Garros and kind of other issues with the Grand Slams. Arena's just been in and said, you know, she would consider a boycott of those big events. I just wondered if you had a view on that.
Well, I I wouldn't say that I have so much experience on talking about all of that. So I do think that obviously I'm just gonna play tournaments and try to really, put all my work and all my focus into winning the tournaments. And for now, my focus is not about prize money for the moment. So I'm just trying to really gain that experience and try to win as many matches as possible. And that's what I'm focusing.
$30,000 per match at a Grand Slam, $5,000 per match on the regular tour. 6 slam matches earned Chris Eubanks more than 32 tour matches combined. That's not a gap, that's a different sport. And it means every player ranked outside the top 50 is essentially subsidizing the Grand Slams with their time. Now, Eala's position.
I mean, listen, this is a very layered subject, and I think it's very important for me to sort of caveat everything that we're going to say here, and particularly myself, with I just want to set the table. I want to lay the table. I have got no skin in the game. I've got no skin in the game in terms of whether it's for the tournaments or for the players or for the majors or for the tours. No skin in the game. I just want to have a nice open discussion and let's talk some facts about kind of what it is. Facts are quite difficult to come by in all of these big organizations. It's very hard to nail down to the last dollar what's happening. I think there's enough margin for error to be fair in some of these discussions that we'll be having today about the whole prize money. One thing I will say is I do not understand why we use other sports such as the NFL, NBA, MLB in the States for the 50-50 revenue shares. A sport, if you're going to use a sport, to say, well, how is the prize money revenue split in something that is very similar to what we ourselves are involved in. To go to a franchise system in the States to make your point that Roland Garros is paying 14% compared to a 50-50 split, I just think is unfair. I don't think it's right. So I went and had a look.
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask you.
And I preface this with the fact that it isn't easy to get absolutely like perfect numbers, but I think it's fair. The Masters, I believe, has a turnover of $140 to $150 million. Prize money is $22.5 million. That works out.
The Masters in Augusta?
In Augusta.
Okay,
These are
we're
all
talking
golf.
golf.
This is golf. That works out to about 15 to 16% of revenue
for the players.
US Open, it works out in golf.
Yes.
At about 13%, 21.5 million purse, 165 million total revenue. The British Open, and again...
The podcast laid it out perfectly. Tennis is doing better financially than it ever has. The slams are at peak revenue. The tours are profitable. Prize money is going up, just not at the rate players want. In that environment, a boycott doesn't just hurt the tournament, it hurts the player who calls it.
This last year to now, just having the top 10 just all agree on something is the first, I think, that's happened in our sport in a long time. So I definitely think there's progress, but we can do more for sure.
How did you come to realize that this was an important topic for you?
I mean, honestly, when I was younger, I remember one of the first conversations people were talking about, it was actually one of my first US Opens. I didn't know anything much then, so I wasn't really involved or anything. But I think when you just look at the facts of the situation and the numbers, and then you talk to other players and you talk amongst each other, then you realize, oh, this is something that I think is important. And then also when you look at other sports who have done the same and how much of a massive improvement has been made for their players, and not even just like the players only, but the overall structure of the league or tour, I think is something that can be improved. So I think it's important. And like I said, not just for me, like I think this conversation can sometimes get twisted as just winning more and more and more, but us as top players understand that maybe our voices are amplified a little bit more because of the reach that we have, but that doesn't mean that we're only doing this for us. I definitely think that there's a consensus around that this needs to be addressed for all players of all levels, especially the lower ranked players too. So I definitely think that's something that I care about, and I want to leave the sport better than I found it, and I can say I can played my part when I retired.
Sabalenka threatened a boycott. Rybakina wasn't even in the room where it was discussed. Gauff wants a union. And Eala? She's building the ranking that makes her voice worth something when the real negotiation happens. The French Open starts soon, and her draw is the next story. That video is right here.